Cat won't let baby sleep alone. When parents discover why, they call police. Jennifer and Julian's home situation was very normal until Jennifer gave birth to a beautiful daughter. Ever since that moment, their family cat Luna shook things up completely. Luna would not let their daughter sleep alone, and when they got separated, she would not stop meowing. When Julian realized what was going on, he got the shock of his life. There are a lot of families that want to raise children with pets, either allow their pets to grow and age with their children, or they would already have pets to begin with, and slowly introduce them to their children to be part of the family. He immediately called the police, and they came with every available officer. The story unfolds and showcases the fact that there are authorities and police involved when it comes to the strange relation between both children and pets in one home. The problem is the authorities aren't usually involved because it brings into question the fact that there are instances when illegal activities are in play, or someone may have assumed there was danger. When the first police officer arrived, he couldn't believe what he was witnessing. How could a cat have noticed this? He told Julian that he should be very happy with such an observant cat. Deep down, Julian knew that he had screwed up. He should have been the one to protect his daughter. Asking questions. When you're being questioned by authorities, sometimes your natural response would involve fear and shock since you know that you haven't done anything wrong. Admittedly, there are several people that are caught without a clue since it's proven that they've done something wrong or it was all a misconception. Within minutes, at least a dozen more police cars arrived at the scene. They immediately started asking questions to both Julian and Jennifer. The couple was in shock. They have no idea the gravity of the situation until now. What shocked the family is that they haven't done anything wrong to their knowledge, but they also wanted to know more. The fact that the authorities were bombarding the family with questions becomes disturbing since you have no clue as to why you're being questioned. Imagine trying to be forced into answering something you have no idea the reason behind your being questioned and expected to answer truthfully. What the officers came for was disturbing for sure, but the fact that it already started when Jennifer was pregnant was even more alarming. They had trusted the wrong people. Why did Luna refuse to let their daughter sleep alone? And what did Julian eventually figure out that such a large police presence was necessary? Before anything else, or even before pets and animals were involved, the first thing Julian and Jennifer wanted to experience is bringing new life into their dull world. When they finally got what they hoped for, everything was according to plan. Then again, what else could go wrong when everything else was falling into place? It all started when Jennifer was finally pregnant. They both wanted this for a very long time. However, there was something that was bugging both of them: their cat Luna. They were hesitant about her reaction to the baby. Cats are very primal, and they usually have a sense of selfishness when it comes to the attention of their respective owners. Breaking the news to their family, to their cat, was already a challenge in itself. The problem was not with how the pregnancy would turn out, but since their cat has already become part of the family, the goal was to make sure that their cat understood what was going to happen and react in a manner that they could manage. Jennifer had read some horror stories from cats that would not accept other family members. Jennifer and Julian both hoped that Luna would accept this. People will always share their experience online, or friends will tell you what they've gone through and how they handled the situation. Otherwise, they were definitely going to bring Luna to a shelter. The great thing about owning pets is that they can react in a variety of ways, and they can adapt to when they're being settled into. Another thing that Jennifer noticed is that Luna wasn't aggressive nor angry about the changes to her owner, and the idea of hopefully getting a fruitful relationship between her cat and baby in the future was all she could hope for. Then one day when Luna finally noticed that Jennifer was pregnant, she started meowing at Jennifer's belly repeatedly. Imagine seeing your pet pay so much attention to only one part of your body. It seems fishy and unexpected. Luna didn't seem happy with the pregnancy. She started to act really weird. Jennifer got really scared of this strange behavior. Their choice of whether or not they would be keeping their cat was rummaging through their brain. They either lose a valued part of their family, or they endanger the life of their precious gift. No one has the easy task of making this decision, and for Jennifer it wasn't a walk in the park either, but she had to choose. They couldn't figure out what was triggering the behavior. Did Luna feel threatened, Or was there something wrong with the baby that Luna could feel? Could Luna handle the fact that her owners will now divide their attention between her and the new baby? Jennifer had to get answers, and quickly, before it was too late. Since not everyone can easily decipher what would be going through the brain of an animal, the best solution would be to bring Luna to professionals to seek these answers. Not because these doctors can easily tell what's going through Luna's mind, but they have a clearer picture of how to adapt to the situation. Jennifer asked Julian to take Luna to the veterinarian. They had to absolutely make sure that nothing was going on with Luna before they would need to choose between the baby or the cat. The choice was not only going to affect the couple, but it would also affect the emotional turmoil their beloved pet would have to go through. You can ask any pet owner whether or not letting go of their beloved pet was an easy decision, and they would burst into tears or explain to you how impossible it is. Neither of the options were in line with what Jennifer would want to put her family through, let alone go through as an individual. The choice would not be easy, but deep down, they knew that if they had to choose, they would definitely choose to bring Luna to a shelter if she couldn't accept the baby. This was to keep their daughter safe at all times. However, the vet couldn't bring clarity. Instead of giving them a concrete answer, they were left even deeper in the dark. First of all, cats never like doctor visits. Secondly, there isn't an easy way to understand what a cat's going through. Vets will usually notice behavioral aspects of a pet or would pinpoint terminal conditions. However, they aren't masters at reading emotions, especially tantrums and erratic behavior. He did some medical checks to see if the cat was okay. There was nothing wrong. He told Julian that she must be feeling something that's going on with the baby. There was something wrong with the cat, but there was also something they needed to get to the bottom of. He advised Julian to take Jennifer to the hospital for some checkups. Like any other owner, the first thing you do when you're faced with such a situation would be to freak out. You have no control over your emotions either, and having no answer to what you can do next just amplifies the pressure. You don't want to deal with loss, but you don't want to handle dangerous situations either. When Julian brought the news to Jennifer, she started crying. She felt like everything was wrong. Luna had probably noticed something that was going on with the baby. Maybe Luna has a sixth sense that goes beyond what the couple was capable of assessing. Jennifer mustered up all of her courage to call the doctor. He told her to come immediately. If there was nothing wrong with the cat and nothing wrong with the mother, the worst possible scenario would be handling something wrong with the baby. If a cat would react in such a manner with the baby still in her belly, that must have been even more challenging to know what the cat was right all along. Jennifer called her friend Eve, who was there for her almost every day, to take her. She had been helping during the pregnancy and around the house. She showed up within minutes to help her friend get to the hospital. The best solution is to seek answers rather than live with doubt. When arriving there, the receptionist told her she could go in. One of the best ways to know if there's something wrong with your baby is by getting them an ultrasound. They practically give you imaging of what's happening in your belly. The great thing about this is that if your baby's going through something, they can be adapted to and handled with ease rather than making it more complicated than it already might be. The doctor did some elaborate medical tests to make sure everything is right. The ultrasound, as well as the other tests, did not indicate anything was wrong with Jennifer or the baby. What can break your heart is that even if the ultrasound is taken, there may be chances of vague answers and results. They still didn't get the answers they were looking for. There can be instances wherein you're left in the dark and you wouldn't know what to do next. The worst part about being left with unanswered questions is you wouldn't know how to resolve this issue, and you don't know how to adapt either. It's as if you're blindfolded and tasked to look for a needle in a haystack. When they arrived at home, Jennifer broke down. She kept crying. She didn't want to choose between her child and the cat. Eve comforted her. Her friend was also not really helpful but did her best. Eve told Jennifer that she would be there for them when they couldn't be home. Eve would become the babysitter. She had plenty of time. Knowing that someone has your back or that someone is willing to support you despite the challenges that you're facing is a breath of fresh air. There are a lot of people that will be within challenges and have no help at all rather than having the support they need at times like this. This comforted Jennifer. There would always be someone there to keep an eye on Luna. Since the couple didn't get answers from the vet or the doctor, they had no way to handle the situation as it is. A couple of weeks later, Jennifer gave birth to a beautiful girl, Lily. Luna still acted strange, but this is when more erratic behavior started happening. When the baby was born, all that was left to do was handle the situation at hand and see what the true issue is. Some parents would immediately take their baby home with ease, but Jennifer didn't have the same scenario they had. She still didn't know how Luna would react and didn't want her to harm her child. In the first few weeks, everything seemed to go fine. No one wants to make their baby feel uneasy, or would they sleep at night not knowing what can happen? Both Jennifer and Julian were home to take care of their little girl. Luna seemed to have calmed down, but when they started working, Eve called them with some concerning news. Thing is, Luna wasn't exposed to the baby right away, and when they were separated, or when Luna was not yet introduced to Lily, she acted in a manner that concerned Eve. It's as if Eve had an added challenge of how to handle Luna since she was far from her owners. The best solution would be to handle it face on. She told Jennifer that Luna refused to let Lily sleep alone. Luna wouldn't leave her side. Jennifer was totally baffled. When she told Julian, he didn't think much of it. What they didn't expect is that Luna wasn't rowdy or erratic when exposed to the child. Luna was just caring for Lily. He thought that it was beautiful. When the couple thought that Luna would be attacking the baby, the complete opposite happened. Luna didn't attack the couple or Lily. She attacked Eve, who was just babysitting. Who would have thought Luna would react in such a manner? And no one knew how to handle the situation. Then one day, Eve called in distress. She had separated Luna from Lily, and after returning downstairs, she was attacked by Luna. The cat never had any sign of aggression to such an extent since she was a house cat. Luna was definitely overprotective. Julian knew that Luna had to be punished for this behavior. They needed to get to the bottom of the situation before anything else got out of hand. There are some cat owners that would attest to the idea that cats will not react in a manner just because they're separated from their owners. Now the main challenge is, was it because of Lily? Who would have thought? With a heavy heart, he returned to the veterinarian, and the vet gave Julian a choice. He could bring Luna to a shelter, or he could figure out why Luna was acting this way, because the vet had a feeling something was off. Even the vet knew there was something wrong, but he couldn't quite put a finger on it. Julian took offense to the comment that the vet made. He said to Julian that they were probably the problem. Luna didn't trust them to let Lily sleep alone. However, Julian knew deep down that there was something else. He couldn't be the problem, could he? For a while, they decided to observe Luna together with Lily. Lily seemed to love the cat, and Luna definitely loved Lily. But they couldn't say goodbye to Luna because she was overprotective. The problem was, every time that Julian would bring Lily to bed or Lily fell asleep, Luna would be at her side. Julian just accepted the situation, until one day Eve called that she was bitten by Luna. This gave Julian a sudden realization. Julian realized that Luna had only reacted strangely when Eve was around. Luna was calm when she was not around. Eve must be the problem. He knew it. Jennifer told Julian that he has to calm down, but he refused to let Julian do anything erratic. Jennifer told Julian that Luna refused to let Lily sleep alone at night as well, so Eve couldn't be the problem. Could she? Jennifer came up with a genius idea. She told Julian to install some cameras around the house to keep an eye on Luna and Lily. This would definitely get some more answers. They could even keep an eye on Eve during the day. Eve seemed to be hesitant about Julian installing cameras in the house. She asked if it was necessary and what caused this. Julian thought this was very suspicious. He already didn't trust her, and now she started asking all these questions. When Julian reviewed the first few days of footage, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Luna was still very protective. Luna constantly kept an eye on Eve. It really started to look like Luna didn't trust her. Julian wanted to confront Eve. Julian had to do this without Jennifer knowing. They were best friends after all. Julian got himself really mad and yelled at Eve. "What are you doing to my daughter?" Eve was totally caught off guard. She assured Julian she had no bad intentions. Eve fired back at Julian. She was furious. How could she have done anything? That stupid cat behaved like this ever since Jennifer was pregnant, and she's not even around during the night. Then Jennifer came home. Jennifer got really mad at Julian for confronting Eve like this. She couldn't believe that he was accusing her best friend of being a threat to Lily. Jennifer gave Julian an ultimatum. Either figure it out quickly or get rid of Luna. Julian realized that very moment that Eve had said something that would give him all the answers he needed. Luna reacted the same way at night. There was something beyond that. He had never reviewed the night footage, and now he definitely will. Julian started up the software. He gasped when he realized that every single night the recordings were wiped off the hard drive. There was definitely something really strange going on here. He decided to make a separate encrypted backup every day for the night recordings. Julian now knew for sure that he was going to get to the bottom of this. Luna had probably noticed something that neither he nor Jennifer could sense. The very next day, Julian was eager to watch the footage. His suspicions soon got confirmed when he loaded up the recordings. The footage of the baby's room was disturbing. He saw something entering through the window. There was more to what happened than meets the eye, and the problem was it was finally about to unfold. Julian was in complete shock. He felt his heart pounding in his chest. When he reviewed more of the footage, he was even more shocked. He had to quickly call the police before they gets out of control. Julian called Jennifer to come home, and within minutes he heard sirens outside the house. The first officers had arrived. Jennifer arrived home as well. She demanded an explanation. When Julian showed her the footage, she fell to her knees. Why? Rather than wait for a miracle, there needed to be action that had to be taken seriously, and there was nothing more to lose rather than getting the best possible outcome. An officer told Jennifer and Julian that they had to be proud of their cat for sensing this. They reviewed the footage and immediately asked Julian more questions about their home situation. He explained their cat's behavior and reaction to Eve. This triggered the officer. Something weird was about to go down, and the answers were about to be served. "Where is she?" he asked. They wanted to ask her questions. He gave them her number, but she couldn't be reached. Where was Eve? They asked for more information, and Jennifer told them everything they wanted to know. Meanwhile, Luna was upstairs with Lily. When officers entered the room, she immediately ran over to the wall and started meowing at it. It looked like Luna wanted to tell the officers something. There was something hidden in the wall. They used a sledgehammer to destroy the wall. They destroyed the wall without even asking Julian or Jennifer. There was a hidden compartment behind the wall. What was going on here? Without hesitation, they pulled everything out of there, including a safe. They had to get a safe cracker. In the meantime, other officers were running a background scan on Eve Anderson. What they came up with shocked Jennifer and Julian. There was no Eve. She wasn't findable in a database, nor was she ever registered anywhere. This person, whoever she is fabricated her whole life. Jennifer broke down. She'd known her best friend for over 10 years now. How could this be happening? What was in the safe? Eventually, a safecracker arrived, and Luna, in the meantime, kept meowing at the safe. She also kept a close eye on Lily. She smelled something. When the safecracker was finally done, they realized the gravity of the situation. A whole bunch of money, jewels, documents, and passports were found inside the safe. When opening one of the passports, the officers recognized the person. Jennifer screamed, "That's Eve!" They found a hidden stash from Eve. The police captain came to Jennifer. He told them that they were dealing with an international spy named Elizabeth Holmes. She was wanted in 17 countries for espionage. Jennifer was shocked. Living the double life, trying to hide something beneath the eyes, there was more to what could have happened that no one else could explain, but the footage served its purpose. There was something in the background which gave them the clarity they needed. The reason she infiltrated the lives of Jennifer and Julian is that Julian works as the director of the National Security Company. He has access to the entire national security grid. Elizabeth had probably been hired by a rival company to leak secrets. At night, she wiped the footage and tried cracking Julian's computer. Luna was the only one that noticed something about Elizabeth. This is why Luna tried her very best to protect Lily from any danger that she could sense. Luna had cracked this case wide open. Officers told Julian that he should be very proud of their cat. Eventually, they managed to catch Elizabeth trying to leave the country. She had noticed the police presence at the house, and she wouldn't get caught. But when she did, she confessed everything. Luna saved the day. Luna and Lily grew up as best friends. Lily eventually learned the entire story from her parents. She and Luna have been inseparable ever since. Rather than separating them or leaving them from each other's side, the two were inseparable. Everything that Jennifer was worried about turned out to be a fluke, since none of her assumptions were correct. It was something beyond her control, and it wasn't about people she held close to the family. Luna never stopped looking out for Lily. Julian and Jennifer tried to be more careful about who they let into their house. If they made a mistake again, at least they had Luna to watch out for them. Who would have thought that Luna was more of a hero rather than an enemy everyone assumed she was?